What is going on, guys? Soul Sensation back here for another banger video. Today is a crazy day. It's release day of the Air Jordan 4 white cements. I finished my basketball game, went straight to Foot Locker an hour after they dropped, was able to walk in and grab a pair. Man, sneaker collecting is back. No more paying resale for our best sneakers. We have them right here. Let's take a closer look at these shoes. Damn, yeah, these are nice. Yeah, look at these, man. Wow. Let's break these down. There's so much to look at here. So these shoes are back and better than ever. Nike has worked tirelessly on the tooling to make this shape closest to the original that we've ever gotten, and it's definitely perfect. The best one yet, I can say that solemnly. We're going to break it down, compare it to my 2016 model in a second, but for now let's break down the obvious, like these cement pods right here, or not pods, just these hits all over. Obviously where the shoe gets its name from, the white cement, so you got it here on the wings, in the forefoot, and obviously on that beautiful back tab right there. Nike Air Notice is back. I think that's here to stay with the OG colorways, which is just chef's kiss on that one. Like we used to be getting the Jumpmans on everything, but now the retros are bringing back the classic Nike Air, and there's not much else to say other than that it's perfect. We've got our red hits here on the tongue, and they're going to be some on the bottom, in the middle, and on this pod right here. Outsole, not much to talk about. We do have our herringbone traction with our stars on the front, and then our Nike pod in the middle. You won't really be playing basketball in these, so traction in that doesn't really matter too much. And then moving up into the midsole, you have black, white, grey, and then obviously your Air unit right here for your support, your comfort, and your bounce. Being that these did originally release in 1989, they're not the most comfortable shoe you'll ever find. I would say they're one of the most comfortable Air Jordan models. They're fine for me. I can walk around all day in them. Obviously my feet are used to Jordans, but they're not going to be your New Balance or your Hoka or your Sauconys or Brooks or anything like that. They're not that comfortable in terms of cushion, but they fit well, they fit true to size, they're fine. You can walk around in them all day. Obviously they'll take a little bit of time to break in just because of this stiff leather, but yeah, the leather quality actually on these isn't too bad. Nothing crazy, but not too bad. The netting obviously providing that breathability to the shoe for when these were basketball shoes, you know, heat gets trapped in the shoe, they have to come out somewhere, so these little mesh netting is perfect. The shoelaces all white, and then their little black thick lace ties. It's just perfect, hits all around. These are just such a nice shoe. They couldn't have done it really any better. So we're gonna break it down, compare it to the 2016 model and see how it holds up. So here's my 2016 model, here's the new model. From the outside they look pretty similar, right? From far away you can't tell which is which. Obviously the yellow netting is gonna give away which is the older pair. But that just happens with time. These are gonna look like that in a couple of years. There's not much you can do to save that. Obviously you can repaint it. I low-key like it. It gives it character, it breaks it up. It's just a nice touch. It shows that your shoes, they've really been worn. Not much to talk about in terms of that, but the shape is where you're gonna find your differences. This is obviously the same size 13 by the way, but this has been retooled a little bit in the panels to make it more close to the original. One of the main things obviously I noticed right off the bat is the net. The net is much more narrow on this pair than this pair. This is a bit wider, a bit more circular, whereas this one's a bit more sharp, long and narrow. And then on this one, I like the tooling a little bit more, how it sort of just goes down, kind of slowly slopes off, whereas this one kind of goes down and then kind of juts out a little bit more. It's just not as smooth, not as seamless, I would say, as this one. So yeah, obviously a huge upgrade there, and we're just getting perfect model with this one. In terms of comfort differences, I did try these on in store and they felt a lot comfier than this one. I'm not sure what that is. I think the insoles are pretty standard, they're the same, but what I can notice obviously being a difference is the padding on the heel. The padding on this heel is actually really substantial, pretty thick. I can push it down. I've got lots of room, lots of padding in there, whereas this one's a bit more thin. I can feel that back tab a lot harder. So yeah, definitely upgraded the comfort, which is obviously what we want to see there. So a great upgrade again. They're doing all the right things so far with this shoe, so it might be an A+ across the board. And now that we've broken down the looks, I'm going to break down a little bit of the history. It's important to know, especially about these shoes, because they're such an icon. Originally releasing in 1989, obviously Jordan's fourth signature model, designed by Tinker Hatfield. It was the second designed by Tinker, the fourth in his line. But Tinker did his thing with these. He came in on the Air Jordan 3, it was a banger, saved Nike, saved Jordan, and then brought these out the very next year, which were definitely able to fill the shoes of the last model. I would even call it an upgrade. Is that crazy to say? Maybe it's recency bias, but I think these are just that step up from the 3s. Jordan would then obviously go on to accomplish so much in this sneaker.
Move right side against Teagle, all the way to the hoop, shoots it in off the glass. Jordan backs him in the lane, now takes it to the hoop, lays it up. Good. Backs right back into Jordan, low right. Backs right back into Jordan, low right against Humphries. Turnaround jumper, picked it up. Jordan has it in the lane, 13-footer, tie game. Michael Jordan drilled it. Across the lane, shoots under pressure, rips it, no. Rebound, Michael Jordan. Michael on a breakaway, in on Moncrief for the jam.
They also hold a huge place in pop culture and movie cinema. Spike Lee obviously wearing these in the movie Do the Right Thing, where he gets the scuff on the side from the white guy in the Larry Bird jersey, and they're just trying to throw it down right in the middle of the street. Obviously that funny scene, but yeah, a big place in just the culture right here. Is a hugely recognizable and iconic sneaker, and I'm so glad that we've finally got it back after 9 years. Yeah, I think Nike just absolutely blew it out of the water with this, absolutely shot it out of the ballpark. A perfect pair, A+ across the board, wearability, easy, white t-shirt, whatever, jeans. Obviously a white and black shoe can be styled in any which way you please, but yeah, an absolutely perfect shoe right here. I'm going to give an A+ to, and I'm super happy to have these back in the year 2025. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of these shoes and which you would prefer, the 2016s with that bigger mesh right here, or these more sleek, true to the original pair. Yeah, what's your cup of tea on this one? Obviously the speckling is a lot bigger on this one compared to this one's a lot smaller, but yeah, pretty similar shoes obviously. But yeah, I'm taking this one every day of the week, so let me know what you guys choose. It's been a fun video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.